We, of course, begin with the coronavirus and President Trump, who has now approved major disaster declarations for New York, California, and Washington state to respond to the coronavirus pandemic. Here is where we stand as of this morning. More than 35,000 people in the United States are reported to be infected by the coronavirus outbreak. More than 470 people have died.
8 states have now ordered people to stay home to help slow the spread. This applies to more than 100 million people, or nearly 1 in 3 Americans. On Capitol Hill, senators are back to negotiating this morning after they failed to agree on a nearly $2 trillion relief bill. All this as one senator has tested positive for the coronavirus. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill. Nancy, are we actually getting any closer to a deal?
Anthony, leaders tell us they are close and that they hope they can wrap up their talks this morning after negotiating past midnight here at the Capitol. Republicans say they have already made big concessions. They've already agreed to what some are calling unemployment insurance on steroids, where the government would pay laid-off workers their previous salary for up to 4 months. But Democrats were upset about what they called a new slush fund in this bill, $500 billion to help major companies. That money would be sent out at the discretion of Treasury Secretary Mnuchin with limited oversight. There is agreement on a $350 billion package of grants and loans for small businesses that could help keep them afloat for up to 8 weeks, as well as those cash payments of $1,200 to workers who make up to $75,000 a year. That'll help a lot, too. Republican leader Mitch McConnell is still eager to hold a final vote on all of this today. All senators wanting to send that reassuring message to the markets, to businesses, and to workers.
Yeah, absolutely. Nancy, Senator Rand Paul was that first senator to test positive for the coronavirus. Do we know how he got it and who he might have given it to?
Well, it's hard to know for sure, but we do know that he attended an event in early March in his home state of Kentucky, where 2 attendees later tested positive for coronavirus. Now, Senator Paul says he didn't interact with those guests, so he didn't self-quarantine at the time. In fact, while he was waiting for his test results, he had lunch with his fellow Republicans. He interacted with reporters here on the Hill. He even worked out yesterday in the Senate gym and swam in the Senate pool. Some of his colleagues didn't take too kindly to that. In fact, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, one of his colleagues, told us, quote, "I'm not a doctor, but it's pretty obvious to me that until I got my test back, I should stay away from people." And now there are a couple of senators who are newly in self-quarantine because they came into such close contact with Senator Paul. And all of that is making it very complicated as senators prepare to vote on this massive $2 trillion package today.
Hopefully there's a lot of chlorine in that pool, Nancy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.